A couple of words about American sitcom Seinfeld, which ran on American television from 1989 till 1998, so practically through the whole of 1990s, and it was one of the most representative cultural element of American culture in the 1990s. This TV series was entitled Seinfeld. At first, for the first season, it was called Seinfeld Chronicles, but very soon it was changed to simply Seinfeld. Seinfeld is this TV series is totally special and very interesting from for many viewpoints and in many aspects. And I also want to touch this problem a little bit broader, because in broader terms, because it seems to me that the ability to show the life in all its complexity is somehow of a speciality of Americans, which is not very and it's not visible in most of the countries who are producing TV series of different sorts. It's not visible, this talent to show the life in all aspects. But so I will specify what I mean by that. So okay, so so both before and after Seinfeld, it was obvious that many cinematographies can produce very good sitcoms, very good TV series about, for instance, one profession and people who are representing one profession, and it's typical for even for Czech Republic, like Nemocnice na Krali Mesta, the hospital at the border of the city, something like this it would be in English. In Bergdoktor, the doctor from Alps, German TV series, Kommissar Rex, also Germany, Olsengang from Denmark, Forbrydelsen from Denmark also, and that was lately produced, very good. It was ineptly adapted by Americans, but nothing good went from it. Came from it, but and also Fawlty Towers, Blackadder in England, and so on. Countries, Romance language countries like France or Italy, seem unable to produce TV series of this sort to really catch the character of the person and develop this character in different situations. They can present us a full-sized film and the sequel and the next sequel, and as one adventure, and that's it. The saga of the family Dazerac, for instance, it was a laughingstock, a French attempt to make a TV series of which would really develop characters and so on. So there is something Germanic about making this possible. So okay, so and especially the British, the Danes, and the Americans, first and foremost, the Americans are able to build such TV series, and the main example of this talent and this ability is Seinfeld. So Seinfeld was first TV series that was not only a TV series about the people who are representing certain profession, like Columbo or Cannon, which would be detective, or Frasier, which was very good, and also was able to present to us some reality of living in Seattle. For instance, it had some social context already, which Columbo lacked, for instance, or Cannon lacked. but still it was a film about people of certain profession, psychiatrists in this case. So, and Seinfeld was the first TV series that would show the life in all its complexity, in all its aspects, and it done it through four main characters, one of which was, of course, the title character, which was Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian, who is really in his personal life also, his name is Jerry Seinfeld, and his character is a rational guy, even a little bit too rational guy, who is dating many girls only for pleasures of the flesh, one would say, rather than the pleasures of some more emotional attachment, and he's usually finishing off all those relationships, if you can call those several weeks long relationships real relationships. They are usually killing those relationships by making some social experimentation with those girlfriends. So, for instance, he wants very hard to establish why she has some sort of habit, or why this is functioning in that way, and so on. It's usually totally focused on this aspect and not on being a good boyfriend. So it's not really, naturally it ruins the whole thing. So and he is also very calm and rational, and he can give a good evaluation of the problems in which his friends are, and but not really run his own life. He is in love with Elaine, who is starring Elaine, starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus, a wonderful American comedian, but he would never say to her that he is really in love with her. He's suppressing this emotion and concentrating on the superficial, the plain elements of life, the plain elements of life, superficial elements of life, and he's not really getting into his emotions, and so and neither is she. And she is also too proud, too self-concentrated. They were once boyfriend and girlfriend, but they decided to stop it, to see other people, and this thing never realized, and they are more concentrated on their own being comfortable, and so on money and excitement, and so on. So she is also an aggressive type of businesswoman to some extent. She's also a little bit antisocial as he is, and all four of them are a little bit antisocial, which is very interesting because they are observing other people. They are making some experiments how they would react or something. So we have also Jason Alexander, which is the most antisocial of all four. He is some sort of representative of a loser character. He usually has the most problems of them all. He's baldy and stocky, and he has many emotional problems, and he's the most inhuman to some extent. But he also have the biggest problems, and his family, his father and mother, are just impossible people to bear. So it explains his his rotten character to some extent, and so and he's also incapable of deeper emotions, and so on. The only open character is open emotionally is the neighbor of Jerry, which is Cosmo Kramer, starring Michael Richards. By the way, George Costanza is played by Jason Alexander wonderfully, and Cosmo Kramer, the neighbor of Jerry Seinfeld, who is not working and using the hospitality of Jerry all the time. He's played by Michael Richards wonderfully also. and he's also antisocial, but he is open emotionally, and he is a sort of balance to the other three characters. So and what's the series is about? It's about everything really, but Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David, who have made this TV series and invented the whole idea, said that it's about nothing. About nothing, so it's really about everything. So we have a laundry making episode. We have a waiting in Chinese restaurant for a Chinese restaurant for 3 tables episode. We have episode in which they all try to see who will be who can last longer without sex or masturbation even, because they had a wager or some sort between all four. And there's a series in which Elaine has problems about her co-worker who is pretending not to hear the orders from the boss in her company, because in order to avoid more complicated tasks. And usually those tasks had to be performed by Elaine, so that's really problematic. So many of those problems are not really fantastic. They are usually, most of them are down to earth, but have also this element of grotesque in them. So they are grotesquely portrayed everyday problems. So which makes this TV series really something special. I really strongly recommend if you didn't see it. In Poland, in my country of Poland, it was never aired on television. I don't know why. But the two other TV series which are directly coming from the same mindset, from the same idea, from the same philosophy, which are Sex and the City, and which is also very broadly social, very portraying society and so on, not only about this sex in the title, but also about New York and the society of today. And the same is with Friends, which were Friends are just the only difference between Seinfeld, which is earlier, and and Friends with Jennifer Aniston and so on, is that the characters in Friends are social, not anti-social, mostly in most situations. Although they have also everyday problems, a little bit grotesquely portrayed. So it's really some sort of relative of Seinfeld. So. Well, I really recommend. I couldn't recommend strongly enough Seinfeld to watch if you haven't. It's really a fantastic thing to watch, and the humor is fantastic. Yeah.